So, according to our readings of middle adulthood, that age range is between 40 and 65. So, how old are you?
48.
Okay. Would you consider yourself to be at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the middle adulthood development stage?
The middle.
Okay, on to the second question. In Unit 6, middle adulthood identifies the visible signs of aging as things of hair color change, growth, thickness of hair, the sagging of skin, and even age spots. Have you seen any visible signs of aging for you personally, or have you experienced anything?
I have noticed a few couple gray hairs lately,
Is that it?
and probably some age spots on my face.
Okay. On to question number 3. Our readings identify the signs and symptoms of health problems that become more noticed during middle adulthood as hearing and sight loss, the breakdown of both bone and muscle mass, again, wrinkly skin, and then some metabolic issues that can lead to easy weight gain or even cardiovascular issues like blood pressure. So, what signs and symptoms or any health problems have you become more noticeable during? Have you had become more noticeable during this stage of development?
I would say saggy skin and my vision. I need stronger glasses than what I used to, and probably my hearing's worse.
Any cardiovascular things like blood pressure or anything?
Nope, my blood pressure's fine.
Okay. Next question. Um, so, cognitive development in the middle adulthood, when we look at that, there are both good and bad things that are going on. Um, it has been found that people in middle adulthood tend to struggle with learning and effectively remembering new information that they've never seen before. But when they look back at information they learned when they were young, they are pretty good at remembering that and being able to teach that to other people, along with struggling to learn new ways or new things. Um, Processing also slows down, which can start to lead as we progress through age to more car accidents or just things that come with slower processing. So, can you tell me if you have noticed any changes in your cognitive development, um, like memory problems, or even struggling to learn new ways that even kids are learning in school
No,
today?
I don't feel that I have any cognitive changes. I'm still able to learn new stuff at work all the time and new ways of taking care of patients and new computer stuff. Really, the only thing I have a hard time with is remembering people's names sometimes.
Makes sense. I think we all have problems with that. Um, so when we look at social development, um, in middle adulthood, development is oftentimes centered around um, making relationships really what we focus on the most. And that can be with both raising kids or cherishing relationships with our parents too as they age. Um, and most of the time in the social development of this part of middle adulthood, people start to look at wanting to be involved in the community and things like that. Um, so, how have your relationships with others changed during the middle adulthood stage of development?
I noticed that a lot of my friends are a whole lot of different age ranges. I have some friends that could be my kids, and then I have some friends that could not quite could be my mom, but so there's a big range of friends right there. And I'm on the booster club, so that really helps being involved in my kids' school and things like that, athletic stuff, and make sure they're getting the best that they deserve while they're in high school.
So when we look for the next question, we're going to look into work-related issues. Most of the time for middle adulthood people, by this time, they're either really loving their job or they're starting to want to search for something else that may either fulfill a want or even a need. And those needs could be anything from higher pay or just more time away from work to spend with kids and family. And for some jobs, people are starting to move up the totem pole, so if they're not happy with where they are, that could also lead to them looking for new jobs. So can you please explain your current employment and what your feelings are towards your career at this time?
Right now, I am a nurse doing mostly pre-op teaching and scheduling, but I've worked all over the hospital. I've been there 29 years, and I don't really know that I want to work up any higher. I don't want to do management or anything like that. I'm perfectly happy where I'm at. If anything happened to where I would need a different job, since my kids are almost grown, I'd probably look into like travel nursing because it does make a lot of money.
So are you satisfied with your career choices, or do you wish you would have gone for something different?
I'm satisfied. There was times like when the kids were littler, I wished I wasn't a nurse because I would have been able to be around more for like holidays and weekends and not would have missed stuff. But it's a good paying job, and I feel like I've been able to provide for my kids what they've always needed. So financially, it's been very good.
And outside of travel nursing, do you have any other future goals with your employment or job?
If I actually did something other than that, I probably wouldn't even do nursing at all. I would do some kind of remote job, working from home, something like that. It's probably something still in the medical field, maybe like coding or something like that. It would definitely be a cut in pay, but the hours would be nice for a change.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to look at is how lifestyle in early years has a really strong impact on health for middle adulthood. So when we look at it, when we're younger, it really impacts our health nowadays because simply because the fact that it's hard to break habits. Now, some bad habits that could have been started would include smoking, drinking, or even just a bad diet that leads to obesity. And oftentimes, if you have a good diet and are in good health young, it's easier to continue that as you grow older. So, is there anything that you would have changed earlier in your lifestyle to impact your health now, or are you content with it?
I probably would have done more like exercising and stuff, gone to the gym more, and probably would have eaten better. But I never smoked or drank, so never did anything like that.
All right. And for the final question, some two very big theorists when it comes to development are Levinson and Erickson. Levinson describes midlife crisis as when we reassess our life the most and when people question what they've done or what they have maybe achieved. And then Erickson says that it is a time where we either reach stagnation and become lazy, or we really start to contribute to society and become more involved. And something that really leads to a midlife crisis is when people look back at achievements or what they've done and really aren't proud of them. So after hearing what these theorists think a midlife crisis is, have you experienced one?
No, I don't think I've had a midlife crisis. At least not yet, anyway.
All right, that's good. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.